So welcome back for our final installment of special considerations when you're training older women. And today's topic is ensure that they're eating enough. Okay, now I see still trainers advocating for a calorie restrictive diet to lose weight. And the thing about that is with women and older women is that it can put them in a catabolic state. So usually they need to be stressed. But what that means is they're utilizing their bone and muscle or eating their own bone and muscle fibers instead of prioritizing fat loss because they're in a state of high stress. Now, a better way for women, because they're so sensitive with their hormones and because older women are more vulnerable to things like sarcopenia and osteoporosis, is to ensure they're eating enough and then making sure it's coming from fresh fruits and vegetables and protein. So ensure your older clients, female clients in particular, are eating enough, particularly eating enough protein. Okay, now most women will say, oh yeah, I'm eating enough protein, and assume having meat for dinner every night is enough. However, it's both a little more nuanced and a little more simple than that. Okay, so sort of once a woman transitions through perimenopause, the Australian Eat for Health guidelines say that women of menstruating age should be eating 5 serves of whole grains a day, but postmenopausal women are eating only 4 serves of whole grains a day. They're pre-menopausal women of menstruating age are eating 4 serves of protein a day, and then postmenopausal women are eating 5 serves a day. So the sum of the story is, in the perimenopausal period, we should be gradually reducing our whole grains and gradually increasing our proteins until we're eating 5 serves of protein and 4 serves of whole grains a day. That's for older women. But there's more recommendations. So the generic recommendations, and this is why looking at researchers and experts that are training in women's health specifically is so important, because the general recommendations for protein is only 0.8 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day. But when you look at Stacey Sims' recommendations, so she is, if not the leading researcher, one of the leading researchers in women's health and performance. She recommends 1.7 to 2.4 grams, which is over double the general recommended intake for active peri to postmenopausal women. Now, what does that look like? It doesn't look like meat every day. It looks like meat at every meal. Okay. And that can be quite hard to do, especially if you're like me and one of your pivotal health values is variety. Okay. So what I've done is tried to help you create a picture with today's lecture. Sorry, I do lecture you. And the picture is they should be eating protein with every meal, at least the size of the palm of their hand, plus a high protein snack, say boiled eggs, beef jerky, yogurt, mid-morning or mid-afternoon, or a good quality protein shake. Their meat and their palm-sized serve of protein at every meal should come from a variety of sources. So red kidney beans counts, tofu counts, so does steak, so does fish, and fishes are almost arguably another topic altogether because of their protective qualities with things like heart disease, cholesterol, high blood pressure, etc., etc. But for now, and for our purposes, let's include them in the protein. White meats, chicken, pork, ducks, you name it, variety. Variety is key. Meat, non-meat, dairy sources, okay? So this is also a different mindset for women, especially older women. We have grown old being told smaller is better, we must lose weight. Whereas if you're thinking about getting enough fiber, getting enough protein, it's an abundance, a thriving, a nourished mindset, adding in, adding in. And if you're thinking like that and working towards those goals, it leaves very little room for anything else, which means you don't have to restrict treats and that sort of thing, because they will become treats and that sort of thing, because your female clients are literally not going to have room for anything else. So today's our last chat on this topic. I really do enjoy your feedback, and if you have any more questions or you got something else to say, you can direct message me. I take all your feedback on board. But our 8 considerations, if you are working with older women, or if you are an older woman, and by older I'm talking peri to postmenopause, so I'm really talking middle aged, you've got to think tendon ligament health. You've got to think balance and falls prevention. You've got to think grip strength and longevity practices. Controlling what you can control with heart disease risk. Dementia prevention, brain health. Okay, we've got to keep an eye out for osteoporosis because you don't have symptoms. We guide towards optimal fiber intake. More is not better, less is not better. The optimal amount is best. And ensure you're eating enough, or they're eating enough, particularly eating enough protein. If you're doing all these things with your older women, well done. And if you're an older or middle-aged woman doing all these things, then you are in a great position to age healthily, which is what it's all about. I will see you all next week, but then I'm off hiking in Nepal, so I'll be pre-recorded for most of May. Have an excellent week.